Bliss and Liz, can you share with us how long have you guys been married?
นี่ก็ calculator นะ
We've been married since. That's not in the question.
We've been married for 6 years and still counting. I've known Vince for almost 2 decades.
Yeah, I noticed her since 14.
You
years old.
14 or me?
Oh, you 14 and I'm 16 that time.
Oh, so you are high school sweetheart.
Okay, so I was the geek in the school. Geek is
President of the computer club.
yeah. So I noticed her, but she didn't really notice me lah. So she kind of friend zoned me that time lah.
We've been the bestest friends for the longest time.
That's called
Yeah.
friend zoning lah, you know. So somehow one fine day I just messaged on MSN about 7-8 years ago, and then we hit it off right after that. So
Here we are.
yeah. Actually, we do. We do celebrate Valentine's Day.
But
and
not exactly on that day itself. We just know that every year, that time of the year, we need to do something.
I mean, we became a little bit more practical, but we do celebrate Valentine's Day. I mean, we acknowledge that day.
Yeah, it's more of, setting aside time to enjoy quality time together. Maybe to some people it's Valentine's Day. For us, it's just, making an effort any other day as well. Balancing work and life is never easy, As a woman, as a man, more so even as a couple. So the key here is empathy and teamwork.
Like when I started my agency, Shock Media Studio, a couple of years back, poor thing to her is that time she delivered the triplets at the same month that I started the company. So it was tough on her, Then recently, she was joining the Mrs. World competition, and I took a lot of time off to try to give her the support that she needs. So that's what we mean by at different time we need to adjust our expectation and adjust how we work with each other to support each other. I think that's really the most important key.
There will never ever be an equal or fair role. So, as partners, we need to understand that, and most importantly, look at the bigger picture at the end of the day. Let me go first.
I'll let you go first.
I'm not sure it's a serious thing or not, but it's a random thought that I wanted to do out of the blue moon. As you know, Vince is an international speaker, so he flies around a lot. So he's gotten used to you bring himself to the airport and back alone. So on one of his trips, I actually decided to surprise him. I arrived 1 hour early at the airport before his arrival time. I thought that I was early, I waited and waited and waited and waited for about a good 1.5 hours, and he's still not out yet. So I couldn't wait anymore, so I texted him, "Hey, where are you?" He was like, "Oh, I'm on the Uber now on my way." But I was like, "No, I'm here." So the surprise is actually on me.
Every now and then when she wants to pursue something, I would just say, let's do it, let's go ahead with it. That is what guys consider as sweet lah, as in like we support our partner in whatever she do. That would be my definition of probably the sweet things that are done for her. Go ahead first.
You start first lah. You start first.
No, I know her answer already. So.
My answer is an open secret. Everybody knows. He's snoring.
Yeah, I gotta admit. Not only she cannot stand it, I cannot stand myself also. I snore so badly that I wake myself up from my own snore as well. So.
Creating moment to me is not just about creating a one moment, but rather a memorable habit. I used to tell Vince that, don't buy me flowers because flowers are very expensive. They're exorbitant, especially on Valentine's Day. It used to be like 10 ringgit one stalk. But recently, a couple of months, I've started receiving flowers on subscription basis. Like, I'm getting them every fortnight. Up to the point that my colleagues thought that I had a secret admirer. And you know, who would have thought that my husband of 5 years then would actually do something like that? So that actually caught my attention, that he did something out of the ordinary to catch my attention. And you know, in a way to spice things out in our relationship, which was very nice, a beautiful thought.
I think there's a need of constant communication and to be honest about expectation. So it's about how you try to take conscious effort to communicate effectively. I think try your very best to speak to each other as much as possible and add a little bit more honesty to it.
And also it is important that, you know, especially to the ladies, that we shouldn't expect our partners to read our minds. You know, that is where the disagreement always happens. So, you know, gather up the courage, open your mouth and tell him what do you want. You know, tell him straight. That will solve a lot of, you know, future arguments.
Yeah.
Correct or not?
Correct. Very, very correct. But if your partner repeat 3 times and you still don't get it,
I know whose problem. You know whose problem it is.
The guys deserve to be punished, you know.
And surprising.
Empathy.